peanut butter's heavy. But I got the mushrooms on top of my peanut butter, so I'm good. Light freight on the top, heavy freight on the bottom. So one time, to finish my story, so we were having collisions like every 2 or 3 days we had some type of collision. Now, when I say collision, that doesn't mean we T-boned a car or anything, but that's you know, scraping a pole or hitting a gate or running into someone's yard. You know, early in the year, you can't just drive on grass. Now later in the year, you can get away with that a little bit, but early in the year, no, you can't do that. And believe it or not, people don't like when you tear up their landscaping. So I went out there one time and I said, look, I'm desperate. If you guys can go 7 days without a collision, I'll pop popcorn and we'll do free popcorn around the clock for everybody. And if you go 30 days without a collision, I'll sit my butt in a chair in this break room and shave my head. I didn't tell my wife that I was going to do that until about day 21. I finally told my wife, you know, I might have a different look coming up here. Of course, I'll be terminal manager of the year, but I'll be a bald one. And on like the 28th day, I was never so glad for someone to hit a mailbox. But we celebrated, not with my hair cut off, but we did something. I had lunch brought in or did a cookout, I can't quite remember. But I didn't have to shave my head. I never made that offer again. So here we go. I either cross at the intersection or I make a right and I cross somewhere else. And there's a lot of cars coming from the right. I'm gonna go this way. So I gotta cross. I think this is Township Line Road. And you know, I guess this is a weekday, and it is, there we go, this is a weekday and it's almost rush hour, it is rush hour, so a little more cars than normal. There we go. Yeah, I could have crossed at the intersection. But man, I think that's more dangerous. So this guy here, he has no idea I'm here. See, he's just looking to his left. Now the passenger sees me. But do you think she goes, hey, by the way, there's a bike on your right here? No. She doesn't, no way. It's alright, I wasn't going straight there anyway. You know, this is really starting to bother me. You know, this this concept of throwing your trash on the ground. And that's just not one kid, that's two. I don't know. By the way, don't you know it's cheaper to get one big drink and share it than two small drinks? Now, if this was my neighborhood, I'd probably pick that up. But it's not, so I won't. But it's a different culture now. I mean, man, when I was a kid, we just still didn't throw stuff out the window. That's kind of interesting right there, what I'm seeing. Huh. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen it that bad for a dryer vent. It almost looks like a fire hazard. Heck, I don't know. That's maybe not. Just need to power wash it, I guess. Just observations. Starting to see more and more houses with solar panels. You know, there's another one. I guess maybe it's just a thing. Huh. I'll have to look at my house and see if it does that. But I think ours comes off the, ours comes off the top of the roof. I know that because we just cleaned out the dryer vents. And man, it's getting harder and harder to get up in that attic. So this neighborhood is like actually like 10 to 15 years younger than my neighborhood. Man, I tell you, I still think you can make a lot of money cleaning siding if you sell it and market it right. And I'm sure there's people out there that do that. I know I see the signs. How do you market that? You know, that is like the business owner's major obstacle is A, telling people you exist, and B, creating that desire to call you or come to your business. And it's not as easy as you think. I know as a business owner, you're like, well, I just tell someone about it, give them a good price, and I'll have all kinds of business. But The buying public is fickle. And they go in packs, I will tell you that. For some reason it's slow on some days, and other days you can't keep up. And it's not just weekday, weekend. And it's not just weather. Because they just travel in packs. So this is a decent workout right now. I'm going uphill a little bit against the wind. There's a tire, a bicycle tire up on that roof. Some upset kiddo. Daddy, I need you to fix my bike right now. I ain't gonna do it. Fine. Get up on the ladder and get the wheel off now. Christmas lights on that house. Hi, you're currently being recorded. That's that house. Always has the camera alarm, which is good, man. I mean, who the heck's gonna break into that house? You know? Needs a squeegee. How's it going, man? Yep. I have an extra squeegee. That's funny because I got 3 squeegees, and I told my wife we need to get rid of this squeegee just Monday. And there's a guy back there who needs a squeegee. Is that crazy? You know? And my wife always says, you talk to too many people. But what are the odds that Monday I was complaining that I had too many squeegees, and then here on Wednesday, the guy's using an old broom to sweep out a wet garage. So here we go. Hey, you still in there? Okay. Well, I tried to give away that squeegee, but I wasn't going to knock on a door. But if he was still out there, I was going to talk him into taking a free squeegee. That I can promise you. Guess it wasn't meant to be. You watch, man. There'll come a time when I'll ride back by that house and he'll be out there. And I'm gonna hook him up with a free squeegee. Free garage squeegee. That goose is just standing on one leg. I wonder if someone ran over the leg or he's just showing off. There's Stewart all. How you doing, guy?
I'm good.
He's a candidate for District 40 State Representative, Stewart. He's a Republican. Notice the red sign. And he's the other Republican candidate is, what's his name again? Sid Mahat. And then there's a Democrat. I can't pronounce his name either, so I'm not even going to mention it. But I'll tell you that his wife is a doctor that works in the hospital with my wife at Riley. I think so. Just not going to comment too much on political stuff. I don't think there's any benefit in that. There's some nice lawns there. See that? That's a nice turn signal that guy had on. There. I do appreciate a turn signal, so I know what you're doing. I signal go straight, I signal left, right. I don't have a reverse on this thing. Not sure what that guy was doing. He's pulling a Huey, I guess. It's funny how you see these teenagers driving mommy's car, hitting these speed bumps at 30 miles an hour. I don't care, it ain't my car. When I was a teenager, yeah, it's kind of dangerous to be going around me in the other lane in a blind aisle.